Hey guys, I'm FilthyRobot. Welcome back to our D&D campaign. This is session 1, part 3. So far, we have managed to move down the road. We encountered a suspicious-looking smoke cloud with some enemy monsters around it. We snuck up and failed our sneaking, and then we're counter-ambushed. So that's where we're gonna start off, and I guess it's up to Solitaire what happens next. We rolled initiative. I rolled my amazing 3 on initiative, and then so I'm pretty much last in the fucking turn order. The owl is slower than me, and that's about it right now. I'm pretty excited.
Okay. All right, here we go. So first on the initiative order, the as you guys rush across the path to get to the bushes. Aust, you see Olokian, and he stumbles across a root that's just kind of out of place. And as he does this, the wolf cranes up its head towards you guys and lets out a loud bark in your guys' direction. And he is going to, with his... Okay, yep. Charge towards Olokian and then take a bite towards him. Which is a 17 to hit.
You don't put them on the turn order, Sully? Or you just put them on after they act?
No, I said this earlier. I do not put enemies on the turn order. Okay. Enemy turn order is... Yeah. So it's a 17 to hit.
That's going to hit.
Okay, so you take 8 points of piercing damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, this is going to go well. It's going to be a short campaign at this rate.
Yeah. Level 1's the most dangerous time.
Alright, strength savings throw, so click there, right?
And then you should have a pop-up box. Okay, cool, that's fine. So that is that turn. William, it's your turn. Your action is to enter the battlefield, okay? You still have your bonus action and your movement.
So now I'm like in the corner, right?
Yes, you are where you are on the map.
So I think I use my action. Sprint is action, right? Like if I want to. Or
yes, sprint is an action. But you still have your movement, so you've still got 30 feet of movement.
But I want to... It's like double, right? Like move is 30 feet and then sprint is like another 30 feet, or...
There are certain classes that can use dash as a bonus action, including rogue. Paladins cannot. So yes, for you, dash is a full action, which you do not have this round.
Oh, okay. So... I'm thinking if I should just charge in, or... Oh, okay, I'm gonna just move then 30 feet, right? Like this, it's okay?
Yep, that's good.
There's nothing much else for me to do, I think.
Okay, if you have any spells you can cast as a bonus action or anything like that, you could do that. But if you don't want to, that's elected.
Yep.
Okay, cool. You guys will become more familiar with the sort of things you can do and can't do as we continue on, so don't worry too much about asking questions during your turns. It's fine. All part of the learning process. Okay, next is this guy. And he's going to see William charging out in the middle of the path, and he's going to bring out a sling and attack William. That is a 11 to hit.
Well, I have my channel and shield, so my armor class should be 18, so no.
Okay, cool. So you just this rock comes hurling towards you, and you just bat it out the way with your shield. And then the creature is going to back up behind the cage. There. Next is Aust. Aust, it's your turn.
Excellent. And I can see this guy, there's no concealment or cover of any kind because of this bush.
You would receive cover, he does not.
Okay, excellent. Then, and because he has not moved, I would get a sneak attack. right?
Yes, correct.
Excellent.
Well, is that how is sneak attack if they haven't moved yet?
I believe so.
They haven't gone into combat, I think, right?
Mhm.
Let's look it up.
Once per turn, you can deal extra d6 damage. If you have advantage, you don't need advantage if another enemy is within 5 feet. They aren't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. Okay, no, you cannot sneak attack on this because it requires an enemy within 5 feet or you to have advantage. The one you're thinking of is Assassinate, which is you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet.
Okay. So it would just have to be a standard attack then.
It's just a standard attack.
He could sneak attack the wolf, right? If he moved to the wolf, because he'd have an ally within 5 foot of him. That being,
I could
me.
move up and sneak attack. Yeah, with flanking. Oh, actually, yeah, that might make more sense. Except I wouldn't be able to back up. But Oakleyan might die if I don't do that. So yeah, actually, I think I will do that.
Okay, cool.
So it's going to be
you move
moved
yourself up
to there.
10 feet.
And then sneak attack the wolf with the rapier.
Yes, correct. Okay, so 14 is a hit, and you deal 11 points of damage. Very nice.
Jesus.
Stabby.
I'm just going to turn off the auto damage portion of it.
Okay.
Of your attack.
I don't actually know how to roll damage afterwards, though.
Auto damage roll, don't auto roll damage. No, what you can do is, so try it again, just for example. So press your rapier again. Okay, and then in the text box where it says rapier, if you scroll over that, it should turn red, and then click it.
Gotcha. Awesome.
All right.
So that
cool.
is
All right.
with or without your sneak attack damage?
That is with sneak attack. The sneak attack is the 1 point piercing damage, which is to the left. So we did 10 points of regular damage and 1 point sneak attack damage.
Got it.
Cool. All right. Very nice. So the wolf is you cut kind of through some of its hind quarters, and it visibly yelps towards you and moves and shuffles away from the rapier. It's bleeding quite profusely, but it's not dead yet. All right, Sinta.
I'm getting. I guess I'm entering combat now. That's about it. And
that would be your action, yes.
And I can't cast spells this round, right?
If you have a bonus spell.
If you have a bonus action spell, you can.
I don't have anything that I can cast as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I guess that's it. I will.
You still have your movement as well.
Okay, I'll hide behind a rock.
Okay, cool.
Like duck and cover behind the rock, or just like
hunker down a bit.
How big is this rock? Like 6 inches tall or so?
It's reasonable. It doesn't provide full cover, but you get some cover from it.
So this is like a boulder. It's not like. Okay, got it.
All right. It's this guy's turn. The big guy's turn. He's going to take. He has his longbow out, and he's going to take a shot at William. That's a 5 to hit.
5 is okay. Nothing.
Okay. And then he is going to drop the longbow and bring out his spear and move up here. That's all he's going to do. Okay. Next guy. He is also going to... Okay, let me just check something. Yes, he does have pack tactics. All right. Okay, he's going to move up here, and with his knife, or his dagger, he's going to attack you, Aust. He has advantage on this because of a trait he has. That's a 21 to hit.
Of course that hits.
And you take 4 points of piercing damage. As you're distracted attacking the wolf, he runs up and finds like a crease in the leather armors that you're wearing. Okay, Olokian, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to use my bonus action to use Second Wind.
Okay.
To heal, and it's 1d10 plus my warrior level.
Fighter level.
Okay. So I think it's that, right?
Yep. So you recover 5 points.
Okay.
You can actually set up a battle command for that as well.
I may
just to
at
make
some
it easier.
point.
Just yeah.
Okay. I then am going to take my action to attack him with my rapier.
Mm-hmm.
The wolf.
Okay.
And just click, I think, for that.
Yeah. So 19's a hit. Roll for damage.
Okay. What is it? D8 for rapier?
So you can just click where it says rapier in the text box.
Okay.
In the chat window.
Like that?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, and 6 is enough damage to kill it. You shove the rapier down its throat as it yelps after Aust's attack, and just pierce it, and then it's no longer moving.
And then I'm able to move if I want, right?
Yes. You still have your bonus action. You just have movement now.
Okay. I want to get to about... Okay, I guess I gotta look at distance here, don't I? What's this? 15, that's easy.
If you press...
Yep, go on.
If you press Q, it automatically switches to the measure tool. If you press S, it automatically switches to the select tool, or the ping tool.
Q doesn't seem to do anything for me. I have to have my character selected.
Sorry, if you go to the cog, and then one of the first checkboxes should say use advanced keyboard shortcuts.
Ah, nice. Very, very fancy. I like it.
Click that, and it's all there. Yeah.
Okay, I'm looking for a position that is in partial cover related to... I'd like to... I don't know. So I want to find a tree, basically. To put a tree in between me and the other enemies, but also I would like that tree to be further away from the that big guy than the big guy has moved. Does that make sense?
Your back is actually to a tree. Like this square here is
that would be perfect.
is a tree.
If I could just move
trunk.
behind that tree, and and relative to the big guy and that lizard by Aust, that would be great.
Cool. Yes, you are in partial cover to them.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Who's next? Hoot's turn.
Hoot will stay where he is.
Okay.
Yep.
Those familiars. Okay.
Sorry to pop out of this again. Whenever I must have hit one of these hotkeys, I seem to have removed the rolls, the area that shows the rolls. Yeah, and I don't have my cog anymore. What did I do to get rid of that shit?
You removed your cog.
Yep. So you know where
things
before where I clicked the cog that I could change the settings, that area no longer exists. There's now just a gray blank space in that area.
Okay, hang on. I'll look into it. In like when you get the cog back next to where like that checkbox that you clicked, you can click more info and it'll give you a list of all the commands that you can do. So you must have pushed one of those.
Minimize. No, I got it. It's like a little minimize thing. Okay, got it.
All right. Cool. All right. William, it's your turn.
Okay, so I just want to ask, so my reach is like 1 square, like around me, right? With my one
with a standard weapon, you can attack 5 feet, so 1 square next to you. Your adjacent square. Yeah.
The spear has like longer range. He can like 10 feet, or what's the spear range?
It depends on what his weapon is. So a spear is 10 feet, I think, right?
Yeah, any of the reach weapons are 10.
Okay. So as my move action, I will move to the big guy and try to attack him with my longsword. So, do this right. 22.
Hang on 1 second. Whatever. Okay, yeah, 22 is a hit. Roll for damage. 4
Well.
points slashing damage. Very nice.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
Okay, I did something.
Anything else you want to do, Anisha?
Would you like to trip on a root and accidentally aggro them? No. Okay.
Oh, that's all.
I'm on top of that. Just me for those. Got it.
Any bonus actions you want to do?
I don't think I have like any kind of bonus action. Okay. I love to check it more, but
Paladins
not
have
sure
a
if I-
bonus action. One, well, the main one is Shield of Faith, which is a bonus action cast, which adds +2 to your AC. Costs 1 spell slot to do, but yeah, it's there. But it is a
It's like
bonus
light-
action to cast.
Short of Fate, it's like from level 2, the spells. I don't
Yeah.
have it now.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you haven't gotten it. All right, fair enough. This guy's turn, and he is. Yeah, he sees Sinta, so he's going to take a shot. Yeah. So you get a +2 to your AC, Sinta, because you're behind partial cover. But that's it's a 19 to hit. So what is your AC?
If I do, okay, theoretically, if I cast shield and my AC becomes 19 because
Get
it's
hit.
+5, I'll still get
Yeah.
hit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Equal,
What is your base AC?
It's 12.
Okay, so +2 plus, so it would be 19. You still get hit when it's
Yeah.
equals.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the hit, I suppose.
All right. That's a. Oh, what am I doing? Damage. So you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Really,
get
arrows?
pelted.
It's a stone. That's right. Never mind. Okay.
It's a sling.
Yeah, yeah.
-3.
Okay. Aust.
Oh man, this is a tough one. No sneak attack, or rapier the guy next to me, or disengage and back up behind Olokian.
I know I'm here for helping your dad out. I know I'm here on my dad's behalf to help you out, but really? It's always
Right.
behind Olokian, huh?
Well, you didn't move up to the guy, so I can't sneak attack.
That's true. That's true.
I kind of dislike it, but I think it has to be just stand in place and use a standard rapier attack without sneak attack.
Okay.
Well, do you not does Rogue not have cunning action at 1?
No,
Okay.
it's level 2.
Ah.
No, it would be nice to like use a bonus action for disengage, move
Yeah,
back, and
that's
then
what I
like
was
shoot it
wondering
or
about.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's level 2.
Okay.
So yeah, okay, standard rapier attack with the guy next to me. 12, I'm sure that misses.
Versus this guy is a hit. Roll for damage.
I'll take it.
All right, 5 points. Very nice. All right, he's not down for the count, but you have clearly done some pretty heavy damage on him. You get the sense it won't take much more to push him over. Okay.
He's on the cusp
Sinta.
of climax.
I'm gonna cast sleep here. Hang on, here. Oh god, the ping's not working. I just need to make
10
sure.
foot. 10 foot. What's the radius on it? Is it 15 or 10?
20, actually. 20.
20.
Within 20 feet of a point you choose. I'll just ping the spell then.
Okay. And it's lowest HP characters first. All right. So roll the HP potential on sleep.
Yeah, I was thinking somewhere here. Yeah, here.
Okay.
Okay. 5d8.
Okay. The one behind the cage falls asleep, and the creature in the cage also falls asleep.
Are you gonna burp it as well for us, Sinta?
Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Actually, no. That's all.
Okay.
And I will stay where I am. Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Now it's the big guy's turn standing next to William, and he's going to take his spear and try and find a hole in the chainmail.
Or make one.
Or indeed make one.
Let's meet the guy.
That's an 18 to hit.
That's unfortunately a hit.
Okay.
Nice
Exactly,
knowing you,
18.
Yeah, so you take he's using one hand for this, and you take 7 points piercing damage.
Ouch. 7.
Because he does also have a shield in his other hand.
Oh, he's shielding. Okay.
Yeah.
6.
Actually, no, he doesn't. He used the longbow, so he doesn't have the shield equipped. Okay, that's fine. It doesn't make a difference to anything so far. But you still take 7 points piercing damage.
You get an item interaction each turn, right, Sully? You could pull out the shield this turn.
No, shield takes an action to equip.
Oh.
Shields work differently from weapons. Alright. The guy next to Aust's turn, he's going to make a dagger attack. That's 7 to hit versus AC.
Cool. And AC's 14.
Alright, so that's a miss. Olokian, your turn.
Alright, I know there's a disadvantage on range attacks within 5 foot. I can't tell from this spacing. He's more than 5 foot away, right? Since diagonals are longer.
Who, the kobold?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 20 feet away.
Okay. It's center to center? Is how you measure? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like center to center here is... Okay, I guess that would be fine. Perfect. Okay, then I am going to pull out my longbow.
Just so you guys know how diagonals work on these maps, the first diagonal is 5 feet, the second diagonal is 10 feet, the third diagonal is 5 feet, the fourth is 10 feet.
Okay.
Just like XCOM.
Kinda. But no one fucking knows how movement works in XCOM.
No, it doesn't work at all. in XCOM, no matter where you go, you just aggro the enemies. Alright, I'm going to pull out my longbow, and I am going to take a shot. I'm going to pull back, draw, and I'm going to take a shot at the kind of torso center of mass of this fucking lizard-looking thing. And
Okay.
do my best there. Alright. Why does it... That is a dex attack, right? And I have proficiency. Why does it say +1 on the rapier, but only... Hold on, I might have fucked up this thing right quick. Attack is dex. That's fine. There it goes. Okay. Sorry, I'd done the macro wrong. Alright, here we go.
24 is a hit, yeah.
Okay.
It's 19 there. So roll for damage.
Alright.
So just click the longbow again in the chat box.
Oh, right.
You need to type out the formula.
Okay.
8 points piercing damage. Very nice. So that's enough. And he kind of goes shooting back 5 feet and goes on the ground with a very long arrow, like straight out the center of his body mass.
Fantastic.
Quite deceased. All right. Hoot.
Actually, I'm going to move.
Oh,
just
sorry.
a little bit.
You still have
That's okay.
your
Yeah.
movement.
Is there... What? I was going to ask you what my movement is, but I'm pretty sure it's on my character sheet somewhere. Hold on just a second. I'm trying to keep
30.
It's how much?
30.
30. Okay. And it's center to center again, you said. So what could I go with that? Is this still in cover over here? There's like trees or something here?
You would need to go prone to get any cover from that.
No. Okay. I will move. He dropped the longbow when he charged forward with the spear?
Yeah, there's a longbow up here.
Okay. Then yeah, I would just move a little bit closer then. I'll move I'd like to be there probably.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
Okay.
Alrighty. And I guess you just go down to a knee or something like that?
I'm not trying to take cover, I'm just trying to get a little bit closer.
Okay. Alright, your turn?
Yes, thank you.
Well,
Zealwol is not doing anything, so
familiars, man. All right, cool. William, it's your turn.
I did say he was staying by the cart, so
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm just gonna buy some time, so can I cast Lay on Hands on myself?
Okay, sure.
So I think there isn't like anything to roll to cast it, it's just like...
There's
automatic
not. It's an
drop
election
or-
of how many hit points you want to dedicate. So it's a specific amount of healing.
I have, well, at level 1 it's like 5, so I want to heal 5 HP to myself.
Okay, so you grant yourself 5 HP as your action. Just so you know, because I used to play Paladin, and Paladin tactics are important. Lay on Hands is really good for spending 1 HP gyps to get someone up off the ground. If they go unconscious, you can spend 1 HP,
Yeah.
like you can use Lay on Hands, because you don't have to cast a spell or anything like that. And it's a very dedicated amount, and 1 HP is enough to get someone off the ground.
I get that. Can I
Second
go-
is the actions which are dash, dodge, and disengage. Dodge is very, very good for a paladin because it imposes disadvantage on all attacks versus you. If you're 1v1ing a guy and you're getting damage coming from other sources, it's actually a really good tactic. If you're like the lightning rod, you impose disadvantage on the enemy.
Alright, okay.
So those options are available.
So then can I change it to like only 4 HP then? It's
Sure.
like-
All right. Yeah. So it's still a lay on hands action, but dedicated
Lay
4
on Hands
HP.
action, but only 4 HP and 1 is still left for me to use. Okay.
Sure.
And I give me a second. I will just move like to his left side more.
Okay, cool. So you just kind of like posture around him a little bit. All right. Anything else you want to do?
Oh, that's all.
All right, great. Aust, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to move up to there.
Mm-hmm.
And with my bonus action, take out my short bow.
Okay.
And then use a short bow.
Is it a bonus
Standard
action to remove a
attack.
weapon?
No, it's not
just a free
it's not
action,
a.
right?
Yeah.
Oh,
you can have
okay.
one sort
Whichever.
of object interaction, so you can like switch a weapon. That counts as
So
your
that's like
object.
free, not complete free. Okay.
It's a separate part of the turn, but it's not necessarily
It
always
doesn't take up
used.
your
So,
bonus action.
so something like that could be you open a door,
Mhm.
right? That would be your object interaction. So like you can't switch a weapon out, shoot with it, and then switch a weapon back again, like because that would be 2 object interaction. But you can like switch out for a weapon and then draw one in one.
Gotcha.
That's fine. So that's
Okay.
not a bonus action, but yes. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay, but then it's shoot the knoll next to William.
Okay, that would be your action. Yeah.
Yep.
11 is a miss, I'm afraid.
Unfortunate.
Are there any
Yes.
penalties or like I mean, like we were playing last. The only pen and paper RPG I've ever played has been with you, Solitaire, playing Dark Heresy. And if you shot into melee, there was like a 99% chance you shot your ally instead of your enemy. Is there anything like that in this or no? Okay,
There's no
great.
penalty. It shouldn't. It's penalty.
Fantastic.
Okay, cool. So 11 is a miss, I'm afraid. It just sort of like bounces off this hide armor that he's got. You can't. It was a deflecting blow. Sinta,
Firebolt.
go for it. Against who?
This one. Oops, this
All
one.
right. I got it.
Yep.
So your pick. Okay, 20 is a hit. Roll for damage. That's great. 6. Initially, it didn't show up any damage for me, but cool.
Oh, I used 3 die. I actually try to roll the die because I'm getting really crappy rolls with automatic rolls today. So
Right.
Is it correct roll with hoot?
Let's see. So you unleash this firebolt, and the streak comes out over your shoulder, William, and it strikes the knoll straight in the chest, and it goes. Rawr! The yelping noise. And now it is indeed Zenor's turn. He is going to. Oh, you did it with who? With his Yeah, with his spear, again, attack William. That's a 12 to hit.
Nothing. Yes.
Okay, so that's a miss. And he's going to move around you there.
Right.
Okay, Olokian, your turn.
Okay, sleep's duration is a minute, right? And then a minute is 10 rounds?
10 rounds.
Okay. Then I will take aim at the knoll and shoot it again.
Okay.
Let's take a look. Well, this will be my first shot at it again. I'm going to aim for its genitals.
Difficult to do because he's standing side on. 12's a miss, I'm afraid.
Unfortunate. Too bad. All right. And I'm happy to stay where I am. So that'll be it.
All right. Cool. Hoot.
Staying where it is.
Okay. William. You've had this gnoll sort of posturing around you. He's a little bit cut and a little bit singed, but he still looks pretty good.
Okay. Well, since there is like no friendly fire, so I'm not gonna move now, but I will attack him. Big guy.
19 to hit. Roll for damage.
Nice.
8 points of slashing. Very, very nice. Okay, you just cut straight across the torso, and a visible streak of blood like comes out and kind of like splashes across your armor a little bit. He's looking pretty rough now. Very good. That's 2 turns. Oh, it's your turn.
Okay, is there a coup de grace in 5.0? I assume there's not.
There's not.
Okay. But I would still have advantage if I was to move next to this guy and attack him, because he's sleeping.
You get advantage on range attacks as well.
Okay.
Oh, he can
Sneak
sneak
attack plus
with...
range
Oh,
attacks.
that's interesting.
And if I miss, then he's still sleeping because he didn't take any damage?
Correct.
Oh, you're going to shoot the sleeping
However,
one?
he is prone. If you're doing a ranged attack, you have disadvantage on that attack.
I would not be... I would be meleeing with a rapier.
Okay.
So if I move up next to this guy and with advantage because he's prone sleeping, if I missed him, would he wake up?
He's actually, because he's sleeping, it counts as being helpless, so it's an automatic critical.
Okay, cool. Then that's what I'm going to do. Since I can't get to this guy, I could range attack this guy, but I think I'm just going to finish this guy off.
Even
so I'm
though
going to move 30.
you get sneak attack damage on range attack, is what Solly was saying.
Sorry,
Yes.
I thought you were proposing attacking the knoll.
Right.
In which case,
I would not get sneak attack damage on the knoll.
No, you would get sneak attack
You
damage
would.
on the knoll. Yes.
No, I wouldn't.
Do you have an enemy within 5 feet of it? Do you have an ally within 5 feet of the enemy?
But I think I have to be in melee for that to
No,
be
you can do a ranged attack for it.
Okay.
Ranged attack and sneak attack.
Okay.
The attack
So
must
just-
be
just-
a finesse or a ranged weapon. It does specifically say
Okay.
in the rules for a ranged weapon.
Okay, cool. Then that makes sense then. So I will move closer, like maybe that, and then with short bow get a ranged sneak attack on this guy. Not advantage, just sneak attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Cool.
23 is a hit. Roll for damage.
Excellent.
Okay.
Whoa, that's good.
And how do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Aust takes sight at his enemy, draws his arrow, and just shoots him in the face. I don't know.
Shoots him in
nothing
the
fancy.
face.
Yeah, just shoots him in the face. Not the genitals. I'll leave that for Filthy.
All right. Good job. All right. Where was it?
And then-
No, Burtmar.
And then move up here and coup de grace the last kobold.
Okay. Well, before that, if anyone wants, is anyone objecting to that?
No, not at all.
No. That's okay.
Okay, so you go up and
Olokian just kind of rolls his eyes.
you kill the shit out of this kobold.
Oh, thank God.
I start taking sketches of the dead creatures.
As
Okay.
I see As I see Sinta doing that, I nudge him and say, "Shouldn't we take care of the living ones before you start drawing the dead ones?" And gesture to the child in the cage.
I ignore him and I continue sketching.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go take a look at the sleeping child. The child's still sleeping, right? Can I, as I get,
yeah.
as I get closer, can I make it out any better? Is it actually a child, a human child, or can I see
Yeah,
the
it
race?
is a human child currently sleeping in a very uncomfortable position because he was like rattling the cage. He saw you guys and he was trying to get your attention
Oh, he's
when the
old
sleep
enough to do
spell was
things like that?
cast. What, rattle the cage? Yeah.
Well, to try to like have the cognizance of getting attention of. Okay, how old is this child?
He looks like maybe 4 or 5 years old, something
Oh
like
wow. Okay.
that. What, did you think he was a baby or something?
Yeah, I thought it was a baby.
No. And he had clearly been rattling the cage, and then like as the sleep spell had been cast, he's just kind of like slumped forward, so he's like his neck is in a very awkward position. But he is clearly sleeping, and yeah, seems to be okay.
I mean, I'm an adult by Elven standard, but I have not had a lot of experience with human children. I'm just gonna look to. I'm gonna nudge Sinta once more. The half elf. I mean, I assume half elf, half human. Is that the other half of the half elf?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And be like, what are we gonna do with a human child?
William, please come over here. Deal with this human.
Sinta, what do you do?
I have younger brothers, so it's like second nature for William, and he's going like to free the child from that cage. And
Can humans talk at this age? William?
I could talk a word. Oh, all right, it's a character question.
Yeah. Yes.
but yeah, it's like some words, I think.
I've been asked stranger questions.
Somewhat, you
like,
think?
Yeah, we will see after we wake him up if he can like tell us where like he's from, where is his parents or something.
I poke him with the edge of my bow, like just
Okay.
the staff of my bow. Just poke him awake.
And he kind of like rolls a little bit and like pushes himself against the cage and like looks up at you guys, kind of fearful, as a child usually is with unknown.
I want to assure him that like everything is okay. We are safe now. Where are your parents? What happened? I ask him.
I'll go and look. I'll go search the corpses, in part for the key, but if there's a key to the cage, but also just while I'm doing that anyways, look for what else they have too.
Yeah.
Okay, so
This is also
as one thing, as a sort of courtesy thing, when someone is in a dialogue and like is specifically asking questions, try not to like say what your character is doing like on the side, because like it really
Sorry, I was
interrupts
actually
the flow of
I was
conversation.
trying to help with that interaction by the fact of getting the key so he could let the child out was the reason why I interrupted it all.
You know. So the child like looks up at you and says, I'm from Witherdene, and they I was out playing across the river in the forest, and those things," and he like points to what the one to the north of the cage, "is they took me from there, and I was really scared, but I didn't know what to do."
Were you alone? Like totally alone? Nobody else with you? It was only you? In
Yeah.
the forest? Okay.
Roll me an investigation check, Philthy. Okay, yeah, you managed to find the key.
Okay. And I want to insight check this child as he's telling me this story. Which is what I rolled for ahead of time. So.
Future roll, don't do that. If you ever do something like that, I'll ask for it. But like, what has happened in the past is someone's been like, if they get a really shitty roll the first time and I didn't ask for it, and then they say they want to do it, and they'll do it again because they got a shitty roll. Only roll when prompted, but I'll take the 21. And yeah, he seems genuinely scared, and he seems to. You get the impression he's telling the truth about this story. He's way too scared to be making shit up at this point.
Okay.
He's a child. What do you think? Just some.
No, he's allegedly a child. He's a child of a species that I don't interact with very often. I don't know what the children are like. He might not be a child. He might be something else. I don't know.
You lived in the city long enough. You can recognize a human
No,
child.
I can recognize a human child, but I don't interact with them all the time. How old is this?
Yeah.
How deep?
You don't know how to interact with them. You don't know how to interact with them, but you can recognize that it's a human child. Yeah.
It could be it could be a much more devious human child than we're giving it credit for. I want to know.
We are one charismatic
Never
party.
trust him.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm also going to tell him that give us a few minutes to find the key to get you out. Maybe you know where is the key? Was it on?
During this time, Olokian manages to find the key.
I tossed the key to William.
It's like catch it.
Okay.
I will open the cage.
All right, and you do so, and manage to get the lock off of it. And the kid kind of like crawls out of the cage. It's a sort of like forwards falling flap, and he crawls out and sort of like looks up at you and stretches his knees a bit. He was clearly very uncomfortable in this cage. It was pretty small.
Okay.
Says, thanks so much. I don't know where I am.
I can. It's like it should be far away, but I can make sure that you get to your home safely. Like it will be a little bit detour for us, but I want to make sure that that child manages to get home safely.
How long?
Okay,
did
yeah,
it take you?
thanks. He kind of like looks between the two of you, like a little bit confused, like he's this sort of multi-person questioning of him, and like
And to be
like,
to be clear, like my as I'm not like William is like full of like gentle and like it's okay, and Olokian is not doing any of that.
yeah, that was the impression I got.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer to you. He answers to William and says, "They it's been about two or 3 days now. Yeah, something like that."
I thought it was like at the same day. Like he has been in the cage for 2 days, or
As he said.
that's strange that like they were still camping there. But
He's probably
get
just a
more
wee bit
information.
hungry there, William.
Sorry, what?
He's probably just a wee bit hungry there, William.
Oh,
As you say this, Aust, his eyes kind of like light up a little bit.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I can give him some of my like food ration. Like it will be like one part for me to feed him.
Okay. He takes the rations and just like wolfs them down. He's he clearly super hungry.
Eat up.
Did we find anything
Being
else?
taken care of was not at the top of the kobold's list of priorities here.
Did we find anything else? As I was looking for the keys, did we find anything else on the corpses of these gnolls and kobolds?
Roll me an investigation check.
Can I do that as well?
Sure. So both of you search half and half.
At this point, I think I'm done sketching.
No, you're not. This has been about 5 minutes. You're not done sketching.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
Okay, cool. You guys managed to find 4 gold pieces. That it's assembled and changed. Like it's not just 4 gold pieces that you find.
Mm-hmm.
It's amongst silvers and things like that. You managed to find 4 gold pieces. A couple of like rusty-looking daggers on the kobolds with a couple of leather slings, and you find the sort of the longbow of the gnoll, which kind of doesn't really look the best. It's clearly seen a lot of use, and the strings are pretty well worn. And it also has a spear, which seems to have had a fair amount of use to it as well. It's kind of like
How are the arrows?
a wild's design. The arrows themselves look all right. There are about 20 of them.
All right, I
Split them.
yeah, exactly. I split the gold and I split the arrows with Aust,
Okay.
and then I look to the group and I say, I'm gonna go check on the wagon. I'll be back, and I head that direction.
Okay. So you
I
head
think
off
Aust
back
would go as
towards the
well.
wagon. All right. Sinta, you're still sketching, yeah?
Am I done sketching?
How detailed do you want to make it? Like, how long are you wanting to spend sketching?
Enough to reinforce my understanding of these creatures.
That they're dead. Okay.
Yes.
You can do that pretty quickly, so it'll only take a couple of extra minutes after the others have left.
And at this point in time, do I know how? I guess I notice that there's a human child. I'm like, oh, you're free. What's your name, boy?
Boy.
I'm assuming it's boy.
He is indeed a boy.
Yes.
It says, my name's Charlie Blake.
Hello, Charlie. And I presume you want to go home soon. And do you have anyone waiting for you at home?
Yeah, my dad's there. His name's Duncan.
I think we should take him to the wagon for now, and I think we will have to I can take him alone to his home, because you said it was 45 to 1 hour time to get there by feet.
It's about an hour to get to Witherdene, yeah.
Uh,
From the path, yes, it would take an hour to get to Witherdene.
get back on the path, and then from there we can go all of us, or just one of us go with him, and
all of us are going there.
What?
All of us are going there. That's where we're stopping, Witherdene.
Yeah? I thought you were
That's the halfway point, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a detour.
oh, sorry, I'm thinking for the other city. Okay, we can take it with us then.
So he just comes with us, and we'll all go to Witherdene and stay the night there and happily reunite him with his family, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
And and I continue saying to Charlie, so do you have books at home?
Says, no, my dad's a miller. We don't really have many books.
Oh, and I look very disappointed. Well,
He doesn't
I guess
notice.
Yeah. All right, I guess, and I look for something sweet. What do we have that's sweet in that period of time?
Hardtack.
Okay.
I don't know. What you tell me?
Do they have sweets? Would I carry sweets?
In a standard ration pack?
I am eccentric.
I tell him your owl is full of wrapped candy, like a piñata.
On the way
You do
on
not
the-
have any boiled candy or anything like that, no.
Oh, okay.
It's
Then never
not
mind.
standard adventuring equipment.
Fourth item down in the explorer's pack. What are you talking about?
Then I say, okay. Now I just walk off.
Yeah, on the way back to the wagon, I want to ask the kid that's pretty far away. Why we are playing in there exactly? Isn't there any other place or friends?
It was just across the river. It wasn't that dangerous.
So where are we right now? Is everyone? They're still all at the cage. So Aust and I aren't there, or have they brought them back to the wagon now?
You guys will be walking back to the wagon, so you guys get there.
Okay.
Yeah, around
So-
about the same.
The wagon and the horses are okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm kind of listening as they show up. I asked, did they speak common? The creatures that captured you. Did they tell you what they wanted? I'm addressing the boy. Did they tell you what they wanted with you?
Said they didn't. They talked some weird language. I didn't understand what they were talking about, but the big one would talk in common to the smaller ones.
What would he say?
They said that we were waiting for someone to come, and I don't really remember too well. I didn't want to listen too much. The big one didn't talk much either. He went away sometimes and then came back.
How long were you in?
He looked angry.
How long were you at that location for? The campsite where we rescued you. How long were you there for?
About a day now.
Okay, so they captured you over by the river by the city, and they brought you there, and they've just been sitting there, and occasionally some of them would go off and come back.
Well, we moved. It took me about 3 days ago now, but it took us about 2 days to get here.
From the town that's only a couple hours away?
He shrugs his shoulders.
So he said he's from the town that we're headed to, the town that's halfway, and that we're only a few hours away from, right?
Yep.
And it took him a couple of days to get from there to here.
Yep.
I asked him, did you stop a lot? Or was it, did you travel all day, or did you stop and wait a lot?
I guess a couple of times. The little ones went hunting sometimes, and they slept, and I don't know. Like, I was just in the cage and they would carry me.
That's very fishy.
It is a little strange. I turn to the rest of the group and I say, well, clearly we need to bring Charlie home to his folks, so we should definitely get to the town, but there may be something here to perhaps think about either after we finish our task here, or at least after we bring Charlie home to his father.
We also should alert the guards at the town, to tell them about this.
So
doesn't seem safe.
That's not
Once we
standard
get to the
behavior.
town.
If you're, I mean, the creatures that we killed are surrounded by hostiles in an area that's not. This isn't a deserted wilderness. This is relatively well patrolled, outside of a town, and they just had captured a town inhabitant, and their decision making wasn't to run. It was to slowly move around this area, waiting on somebody. This is clearly something's wrong.
It's some kind of breadcrumb.
Oh, you mean that someone, some human might be in it?
I'm not speculating as to who they were trying to meet with, but clearly something is out of the ordinary here. There's no way that Knowles and Kobolds should just be this comfortable, this close to a town, and this close to guards. There's something going on. We should, at the very least, return Charlie to his folks and alert the town guards there. And
Yeah, that's what I meant about alerting to guards about this.
Yeah. All right, Sully, can we? We'd like to get the horse and wagon back on the road and get moving, and at least get to Witherdene.
Go. But good time for a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we'll cut the part here. See you guys shortly.
Yep.